This channel supports Extra Life in its efforts to raise money for the Children's Miracle Network. For more information about how to donate and join in their efforts, go to the link displayed here. Extra Life. Play games, heal kids. What up, everybody? This your boy Blak Magus back with another Drunken Old Man Rant. And, you know, at my 41, soon to be 42, because my birthday is fucking 16 days away. Good Lord. From the time of this recording. That's crazy. So whenever this is posted, subtract whatever days away from this, because it's November 13th at the time of this posting. And yeah, shit, yeah. God damn, I'm old. Jeez. Oh man, I'm old. Anyway, at the 41 year, 42 year age point of my life, you know, still single, mainly by choice, because it's just, you guys have heard my stories about my run-ins with crazy women, so it's kind of not a surprise that I'm still single. But you know, even though I'm single, I still try to date. I haven't really dated recently because of my personal issues as far as finances and just health wise. I just haven't had the opportunity trying to take care of those things. But I am active out there. And over the years, I've come to realize something, is that I want to date a nerd. I want to date a nerd such as myself. Because going over my dating history, I've never dated a female nerd. And I'm curious to know how that experience is, because in most of my relationships, I've always been the, I guess, quote unquote weirdo, because I'm into video games, I'm into, like, you know, movies, comic book lore. Even though I don't read comics anymore, I still listen to podcasts and things like that and read articles based on comic book lore. And, you know, my friends tend to talk about that stuff and keep me up to date on what's going on in the world of comics. You know, I follow convention news for comic books, movies, video games, what have you. You know, on YouTube, on Twitch, just all the quote unquote nerd things, you know, technology. I got a technology degree, all that. I'm taking business and technology classes. I'm a fucking nerd, but I've never ever dated a woman who is into those type of things, and I'm curious to know how that would be. I know a lot of times they say opposites attract, and that sometimes it's not as good as you think it would be to date someone who's into the same things that you are. But I would love to know that, because, and the reason I would love to know that because, you know, again, going back to what I was saying before, I tend to be the odd man out, where I'm into all that stuff, and that stuff really, you know, hypes me. It's, you know, they're things that I'm passionate about, yet I tend to date women who look at it as silly, sophomore, childish, who don't necessarily take the time to try to understand. And I guess that's why I would like to date a female nerd, because at least she would understand exactly why I'm into these things and what I like, why I'm passionate about these things, and she wouldn't trip. I mean, mind you, that doesn't necessarily make for the perfect relationship, perfect match, but I've yet to get that feeling that anybody that I've dated or that I'm interested in cares enough about the fact that, you know, all those things I mentioned are things that I'm into, and that they're willing to understand why they make me happy, and just be comfortable with the fact that, hey, you know, those are my hobbies, my interests, they make me happy along with them. It's like they judge, they look at me as, you know, it makes me feel like something's wrong with me sometimes. You know, and me being someone who has low self-esteem and all of that, that's not helpful. You know what I mean? That's why when I tend to date, or even with friends, I tend not to tell people, try to share my interests, because too many people look at it as just like silly, or they don't understand it, and they don't care to want to understand any of it. They just like dismiss it, and I kind of would like to be with somebody who wouldn't dismiss that type of thing. And sometimes it just makes you wonder, maybe you need to be with someone who's just like you, because at least they would understand completely what it is you're into, and the chances of them dismissing it are at a minimum. It's like, why would you dismiss something that you're into? You know what I mean? So I don't know. Be interested to find a woman who's into these things like I am, or at least into some of them, and would understand why I would be into others. Again, I don't necessarily have to date a nerd, because it would be just really cool to find a woman who's like, you know what, that stuff doesn't interest me, but it's cool that it interests you, and I respect your passion for it. You know, I'm cool with that. I'm comfortable with that. I'm not gonna make fun of you. It make me feel like, you know, they care to know what turns me on, what drives me, what appeals to me. You know what I mean? Because you don't necessarily have to respond, but it's cool to be able to talk to someone who would listen. And that's one of the things I just don't get in any aspect of my life. Sometimes I feel is that listening part, whether it's stuff that I'm into or how I feel. But it would be nice to have both of those happen in my life, instead of one or the other, or neither. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. Anyway, as always, you guys feel free to hit me up. Let me know what you think, and I'll holler at you later. This your boy Blak, Magus, and I'm out, y'all. Deuces.